included in the calendar with your order of service, but special events are also coming up. We provide an email newsletter every Thursday to keep you informed about these upcoming events. Make sure we have your email address. Listen to any special announcements at the end of today's service, as we often share important news you won't want to miss. And boy, have we got some announcements for you. We'd like to, let's leave that little thing dangling there. We'd like to remind everyone to submit requests for announcements in writing. We warmly welcome families with children and offer childcare during our service for children up to 4 years old. We have a designated seating area for children ages 4 to 7 over there, and their parents or caregivers. Feel free to bring the toys available in the back of the social hall for quiet play. Today, after the story for all ages, children will go to their CYRE classes. Please silence all devices as we center ourselves on today's service and listen to the prelude.
This morning's prelude is by Ricky Lee Jones, Flying Cowboys. Down there by the river is a man whose horn is twisted into shapes, unknown to the wicked and the wise. He bears the look of an animal who's seen things no animal should ever see. And he has been driven beyond all towns and all systems until now, though it's long past too far. He keeps going. Because it's a desert. Because it's a desert. We come to the river. We'll walk away from all this now. Come to the water. We'll walk away from all this now. When she first saw him, he was standing in the doorway, illuminated from behind by a light. But now imaginary ghosts have chased them to these distant adobes. I was standing on the cliffs today, and I thought I saw you below, walking by the river. I bent down and kissed your quiet knees, and when I looked, it was my shadow growing smaller. It's a desert. Because it's a desert. We come to the river. We'll walk away from all this now. We come to the water. We'll walk away from all this now. Long coats on the prairie, lying in the dust. Who can I turn to? Who can I trust? Were you walking on the water, playing in the sun? The world is turning faster, yes, than it did when I was young. When I was young,
Thank you, Anna. That was amazing. Thank you. Please rise in body or spirit, and join me in the congregational covenant in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, seek knowledge and freedom, and serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. Our community is founded on deeds, not creeds. We are a covenantal religion, meaning we don't have to believe the same to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. We place love at the center of our values, embracing and welcoming all people. We're delighted to welcome all our guests and visitors today. Elisa will be on the mic. There you go. Visitors, please wait for the microphone before speaking. Share your name and where you're from when it's your turn. If you have guests, feel free to introduce them as well. Do we have any visitors today?
Good morning. My name is Andrea Key. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, but for the past 6 years I worked here in South Carolina, but I came back to South Carolina, so this is my first time here, although I usually attend the congregation in First Unitarian of Louisville, so it's nice to be here.
Welcome. Okay. All right, visitor, if you'd like to learn more about UUCC, visitor cards are in the pocket on the back of each chair. Please fill one out and place it in the collection plate so we can email you about our events. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments. Board members wear green name tags. Thank you for being here. Today's chalice lighter is Don Curry, who joined us in October 2024 as a member, but has been with us since 2021 with his wife. He participates in his words, this amazing group of people at UUCC, and that's what he enjoys being a part of. Spirit of light and life, come unto us.
Our opening hymn is in the Teal Hymnal, number 1072, Evening Breeze. I'd like to ask one tall volunteer who loves the ocean to come forward to help me with percussion. You tall ocean lover, I'm going to invite you to come up to be our ocean wave. Thank you so much. You just be natural like the ocean. Wave. Wave.
No, yeah.
Close and a little close to the mic. Evening breeze, sings to
Thank you, Ryan. The ocean chose you. I invite our children and youth to come down for our story for all ages. Good morning. How's everyone? I need a volunteer to kind of help me with the book today. Anybody want to help with the book? Yeah? Anybody? Who said me? Huh? Oh, really? That's all right. I think I can manage. This book is called Water is Water, and it's a book that we read every water communion. Did you notice that we have water up here today on the table? This is our water communion Sunday, and so it's an opportunity for us to share water from different places that people have visited this summer, or bring it from different locations, bring meaningful water from somewhere in their lives, or bring water from your tap and make up a story about it. Right? We have that. And then we're going to talk some more about different ways we look at water. But this book is called Water is Water, and so everybody can look as Michelle holds it up. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Water is water, unless it heats up. What happens when water heats up?
It's hot. It's hot.
Yes. When water heats up, it gets hot. That's right. It turns into steam, vapor and steam. That's right. Whirl, swirl, watch it curl by. Steam is steam unless it cools high in the air. A dragon in a wagon, a crow beating down. Clouds are clouds unless what happens to clouds? The clouds rain, but before sometimes they form low. What do you call it when clouds form low? Fog. That's right. So let's see the picture with fog on the next page. Look at the fog. Misty, twisty, where is the town? Fog is fog unless it is gone. Unless it falls down. What do you call it when it falls down? Rain, that's right. We just had a rain stick reminding us of the sound of the rain. If rain splashes on the ground, you slosh in galoshes, splash to your knees. Puddles are puddles unless
They sink into
Oh.
They get absorbed.
They could sink into the ground, they could evaporate, they could also, I know this isn't the first thing you think of in Columbia, South Carolina, but they could freeze. That's right. The puddles freeze, glide, slide, put on the brakes. Ice is ice unless
It's summer.
That's true. Unless it forms flakes. Once again, not something that we think about a lot here. Do y'all know what these white flakes coming down from the sky are? Have you ever seen those before? Oh, it's snow. Yeah. I've heard of that. Pack, stack, shape it, and what happens then when we shape that snow? That is true. That's what we know. Smack, we throw snowballs. Snow is snow unless, that's right, it might melt immediately here in Columbia. What does this picture look like?
Summer. It melted.
Springtime, summertime, spring comes back. That's right. And all the snow melts. Yep. Creep, seep, squish in your boots. A lot of rain. You got mud. And mud is mud unless it is gone. There are roots. There are roots. Swig, grow big, reach for the best. Roots from what? The trees, that's right. Apples are apples growing from that tree unless, what happens to the apples? Oh, they get pressed. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Cider is cider. Unless, until we drink it up, until the cider's all gone. Look at that. That's right. Y'all got the point. Yep. So water is all around us, and water is in us too, whether we're drinking it, but also just water is a part of who we are as persons. So we are, that's exactly right. Water is so important. That's right. Water is so important to us, and it's so important for us to think about ways that we can conserve water and be responsible with our water as well, right? Did you know that CYRE is helping with that a little bit? Yeah. Did you notice something new out there beside the nursery? What did you see? What?
A water fountain.
A water fountain where you can fill a water bottle with your own water and drink it right from there. And I think every time you fill up your water bottle, it says how many bottles have been saved, right? Every time you fill that up. So that's one way that we're working on that. Water is so important. Thank you all for coming down this morning, and enjoy your CYRE program this morning.
Please join me in singing the children out. The words are in your order of service. Learn your lessons well, my children. Seek your truth in the wide, wide world. Love each other, work together, and search for wisdom and happiness.
Our opening words today, I will share with us a beautiful poem that's written about our water and understanding our origins of our water, particularly waters from rivers. This is a poem that reminds me of being a city here that's surrounded by rivers and how important they are to us, how interesting that is and fits into our ecosystem here, and how important they are to who we are in this place. This poem is called The Return of the Rivers by Richard Brautigan. All the rivers run into the sea, and yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. It's raining today in the mountains. It's a warm green rain with love in its pockets, for spring is here and does not dream of death. Birds happen music like clocks ticking heaves in a land where children love spiders and let them sleep in their hair. A slow rain sizzles over the river like a pan, full of frying flowers, and with each drop of rain, the ocean begins again. At this point in our service, I invite us to light candles for community. If you are celebrating something this morning that you would like to share with this congregation, holding a joy, or if you're dealing with a concern that you would like to make known, this is an opportunity. We always have candles in the back. Please take a candle, come and briefly share that joy and concern, and place your candle here.
Hello, my name's Annette Flavel. I'm a member of the membership committee. Community is made up of people who show up for each other, but I've been told that we use that word too much. So, chosen family. Chosen family are people who show up for each other. But wait, that sounds a bit culty. So let's go back to the original word, because after all, these are candles of. I want to give a shout out to some people who showed up for me this week. Renee Dauntes, Melody Smith, Laura Miller, Kate Noel Wells, Lydia Ureda. Thank you very much for showing up. Thanks to Joan, Regina, Sharon, Ginny, and Bethany for giving me words of encouragement. We are, and for everybody else, we are each other's cheerleaders. So thank you for being my community.
Morning, I'm Connie Quirk. I'm going to light a candle for concern and for a joy. My concern is this country, and it is a takeover as far as I'm concerned, and they're going into Chicago now. And we have got to get up and speak and scream because they're taking our friends, it's just. So that's one thing. We have to get much more angry at what's going on and get more and more people involved. My joy is that I am kitchen person today, and usually I'm in there by myself. And today I had a lot of help. Thank you, Sylvia and Kevin. And I even had people come and ask me, Renee, if they could help. But we had things done because there was so much help. So it was really great to have the help.
We've not prepared anything, but that was a very good one to follow. About a year ago and a day marks 14 years since I started my US adventure. That's ending. We are going back to Scotland. I got a job offer and I've accepted it. So bittersweet, emotional.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't have anything to say. I'm obviously very sad, and the reasoning is because of everything that's happening in the country. We're scared, we're constantly stressed, and we shouldn't have to live like that. And I don't want my kids to have to grow up in that environment. So, we're very privileged to have the opportunity to go, and we're one of the lucky ones. And I feel horrible because it feels like a betrayal to my chosen family, like we've just said. It's you guys, I love all of you, and you guys have, been there since Leo has been born and since Willow's been born. And I was searching for a congregation like this for my whole life, pretty much. So I know it's not going to be the same over there.
No.
And so, yeah, I don't have anything profound to say. I'm really, really heartbroken and sad, but I know it's the right decision. So.
Yeah, we want to take our boys to a place where they won't worry about takeovers. They won't, well, who knows what happens, but they won't be crippled financially if they get ill, and they'll grow up where guns are rare. I grew up with that. I feel very fortunate for that, and I want my boys to feel fortunate. And I want them to feel Scottish. So, I hate that we won't stand up and fight. We're doing the stand up and we'll fight from afar. But I've always got too much to say, and I feel that's going to become dangerous sometime soon. So I think it's the right place for me to be. But we want to thank everyone from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, also, I haven't really announced it to my employers either, so if anybody's on Facebook, don't flood my feed with congratulations, please. Not yet.
I'm Deb Matherly. It's a sorrow to hear for my Lonal, but two joys. My son David just this week learned that he went to court and got unsupervised probation, so he'll be able to move up to Maryland with. And my daughter's going to and Summer are going to be going through there right after Labor Day, so they'll help him move everything up to Maryland, and he'll have a fresh start up there with friends and family to support. So that's a real joy. It's been a long journey. And then the second joy, I just learned this week that Winnie, who's with us here today, just got her driver's license. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Last night, this is my joy. Last night, there was a big fundraiser at the Grow, and all the beautiful young children, in their 20s and 30s. And it was so wonderful. It was a fundraiser for 2 families in Gaza, which is like almost not even a drip in the bucket, but the joy. And that was the thing, the music, the art, and the joy and the lifting of this community, right? And that there's youth that have a new vision, and our old paradigm isn't working. But that's my joy. And just got back from Ireland, so free Mo Connor, look up kneecap and see who the British are now trying to prosecute for being terrorist. This is a global fight, The rich want to take everything, and we just have to say no. Anyway, my joy is that the youth understand.
Hello, I'm Nancy Shillington Perez, and I'm here on behalf of the great joy for our dear, dear David Bryan III. Some of you probably, hopefully remember him. He's not been with us for some 3 years now due to major severe arthritis, bone-on-bone kind of arthritis, and a bone spur that they were able to remove. And he had a new hip ball point, whatever you call that, put in. So he's really come out of the surgery really well, and he's hoping to join us in October, but I hope you'll join me with continuing to send him really good, positive, healing thoughts. It was a long, hard struggle to get him finally to get that surgery, and he's doing well. So please keep David in your hearts. Thank you.
The last candle that we light represents those silent joys and silent concerns that we're holding this morning. I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths and remember everything that's been shared this morning. Thank you. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of August that we're in is the Palmetto Place Children and Youth Services. And it's my pleasure to invite Heather Turner back to share about some of the good work of the Palmetto Place.
Being short. Well, good morning, everybody. It's grateful to be back. I'm trying to breathe after hearing all of those. I'm going to keep thoughts and prayers with everybody. Yes. Well, my name's Heather Turner. I'm currently serving as our interim executive director for Palmetto Place Children and Youth Services. Palmetto Place is a home built on hope. For the youth that come through our doors, we strive to walk alongside them as they work on their transition to adulthood and independence, often without family support, which many of us may sometimes take for granted. We provide them with a safe place to live, guidance with life skills such as cooking, budgeting, doing laundry, job readiness, and the encouragement to believe in themselves. Our goal is to help them build confidence, resilience, and independence so they can step into the future strong and embrace their full potential. So it was shared with me that the theme for today was water. So I met with one of our youth that we're currently serving with because I thought she would be a good story to share. And then we tried to filter in as much water relatedness as we could. So bear with me on this one. Hopefully it ties well. So one of the youth I'm gonna speak about today, we're gonna use the name Maya. When Maya first joined our program, she felt like a stone dropped into a pond. Life had thrown her into currents she couldn't control, and she worried she would never rise to the surface again. At first, she was quiet. She kept to herself, just trying to get through each day. But just like water finds its path, Maya began to notice the small things that she was able to do that could help shape her own path. She became active in our life skills sessions, learning to cook, learning to budget, started applying for jobs, preparing for interviews. Each new lesson and each new skill gained was like a ripple in her life, something that started small but continued to grow wider and wider for her. Staff will not forget when they took Maya to her first job interview. She told them that her stomach was racing like a rushing river. But she went anyways, and then she ended up getting that job. That moment became a turning point for her in her life. It was the first time she truly saw that she could stand on her own and that she could create her own path forward. Over time, Maya began to see herself differently. She was no longer that stone that was sinking in a pond, but she was the water itself. She was able to move, she was able to adapt. She kept flowing forward no matter what obstacles kept presenting themselves in front of her. Today, she is continuing to work, she is saving her money, and she is on track to moving into her first apartment next month. She says now she feels like water, strong enough to carve through rock, patient enough to keep moving forward, and free enough to flow into a new life of her own. That's the heart of what we do at Palmetto Place. With steady guidance, with young people with the steady guidance, young people can discover that like water, though their journey may twist and turn, they can rise, they can carve new paths, and that they will always continue to be carried forward to that ocean of independence that they once thought was impossible for them. So I appreciate y'all's time today. I'm always happy to share and answer any questions. I don't have anything to rush off to today, so I will be staying through the rest of this, so feel free to come find me at the end, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you, Heather. I really appreciate you sharing the good work and the good story. And you have a future as a UU minister. If you can tie water metaphor that seamlessly into a story like that, then that's really all it takes. Just do that for a little bit. As someone said to me this week, it's water communion. You don't have to prepare anything. Right, yeah, right. I have to prepare. Just have to seamlessly tie water into everything we talk about. So great job. At this time, Anna's going to introduce our offertory song.
There's going to be a change to our offertory music, still on the theme of water. This is Felix Mendelssohn's Venetian Boat Song.
Invite our ushers to come and receive our morning offering. we receive our offering today, symbol of our commitment to our good work. Thank you, Anna. For those of you that are new to UU or new to this congregation, or just can't remember from year to year, this is our water communion, and this is a ritual that we do every year that marks the end of summer and the beginning of the year of our church year, the year of education. It is closely tied in history of Unitarian Universalism to all of the education systems starting back and people coming back from the summer, and how connected through university systems Unitarian Universalist congregations have always been. We have to be careful here because this does mark the end of summer, and so we have to be careful about picking the right date, because tomorrow the temperature will drop and we will officially start autumn here in Columbia. So just know that the board and the worship committee and so many people are involved in picking the right Sunday, since we do have an impact on our culture around us. So. One of the ways that we celebrate this ritual is everyone brings water. Oftentimes they're bringing water that's special to them, that symbolizes something important and meaningful in their lives. Sometimes it's waters from where you've been, gathering different places, vacations and travels over the summer, and you bring water back from those places. We had water from all over the world last year coming into this pot that we have. And it's a way of gathering ourselves and reconnecting ourselves back to community, if it's all right if I keep using that word. Connecting ourselves together as a family in this place. So in just a few minutes when we start our ritual, we invite you to come and share the water that you brought today that is symbolizing something or from a place that you are wanting to recognize, and you can share that with us where that water is from. If you would like to participate but didn't bring water, we always have a pitcher here that you can come and pour a little bit of water into the basin and let it symbolize what it needs to be for you as well. I just finished reading a book from 1965 by the name of Dune. This became popular in movies and television series, but went back and read the original novel by Frank Herbert. And one of the themes in the book, as the family, the Arades family, are forced to move to the planet of Arrakis where there is a water shortage, got me thinking a lot about water. Because water conservation is taken seriously on the planet of Arrakis. You have to think about this grief that I'm experiencing, a loss of life of someone in my life. Are they worth the sacrifice of water to shed tears for those individuals? That's how scarce the water is. And so much about how much of the body has water in it. And so I've just been reading a lot about that, because I know, like we talked about it during the children's story, that the body is a certain percentage of water. It's made up a lot of water that, and who we are as individuals. And I just started thinking about different things about that, and read an interesting article this week about how much water is actually in respiratory droplets that we breathe out. So just take a second and take a deep breath in and breathe out. You just release water into the atmosphere through respiratory droplets. What happens to those respiratory droplets? They land on the person in front of you? No. Maybe. Possibly. But ultimately, what happens with those respiratory droplets as you breathe in and breathe out is they make their way up and form the clouds that we know participate in the rain that comes back down to the earth. So I've been thinking a lot about the respiratory droplets and walking around Columbia and breathing in the non-humid air and breathing out the humid air of respiratory droplets. That's not really the case here, right? But actually breathing non-conditioned air outside and breathing it out and being aware of the water that's coming out of me and being lifted up into the atmosphere. Because sometimes when I think about water conservation, this water ritual that we do, the water cycle of life, often when I think about that, I think it feels like something external to me. Like it's my job to conserve water. It's my job to make sure that we are not doing anything that hurts the ecosystem when it comes to water. It's my job to be aware of the water scarcity and situations that can become very dire in water scarcity. And so it all feels external to me. And still, I've been walking around this week very aware of the water that I'm taking in and filtering and the water that's going back out through respiratory droplets into our atmosphere. Because it's not just you and me breathing out those respiratory droplets. The dogs, the cats, the deer, the squirrels, the mice, the pigs. Gotta mention the pigs, just in case Evan's watching, we gotta mention the pigs, right? The cypress tree, the willow, the oak, all the things around us that are breathing in when we breathe and breathing out water into our atmosphere. We are completely connected to our world around us with every breath that we take. Everything around us is breathing in and breathing out and participating in this water cycle. So that is what this cycle means to me, this ritual means to me of water communion. It's not just a way of connecting ourselves to each other, but a way of reminding ourselves that we are connected, deeply connected to everything around us through this symbol of water. So I invite us to begin our water ritual. If you will join me in our blessing, that is on an insert in the program. I will read the bold, and then you will read, I will read the bold, and you will read the light print, and then we will all read our last line together. The Water Communion Litany. Guided by love, secured by hope, and made courageous by faith, we center ourselves around our ingathered water, both learning and teaching, welcoming the injured and the healing, and always seeking justice. With pilgrims and seekers, growing children, and cherished elders, a community of diversity, guided by leaders, visionaries, and workers. Seeking truth and deep meaning, honoring all paths, hearing and respecting all voices. Let us receive our ingathering waters as a gift. May they inspire renewed commitment to our great covenant of love, hope, and faith. May our eyes be open to opportunities for connection and investment within this community and outside these doors into the broader world. I invite you to come and share your water.
This water is from one of the faucets in our home. We had a new experience this summer of staying home, enjoying videos and pictures of the many wonderful adventures we've experienced year after year for the past 38 years we have been married.
Good morning. The Wells family has an annual tradition of forgetting to collect water. So ours is from that awesome new drinking fountain. But it symbolizes our most ambitious trip as a family of 4 to date, which is that we took the girls right before my knee surgery to Costa Rica, which is a place we love and just has beautiful water in so many ways. We went to the Caribbean side, the ocean, and then also a couple of really beautiful rivers, the Pejibaye and the Pacuare. Oh, and it rained a lot too, although it was not supposed to. So water everywhere.
I knew water communion was coming, but I didn't know what Sunday, so this is my glass. This morning I come with bittersweet. I was so fortunate that I was included in a big family reunion at New Smyrna Beach, Florida. And 21 of us met, and my 4 children and 6 of my 8 granddaughters were there. It was wonderful. The bitter part was I saw how vital that next generation is. Strong and quick and easy and smart. It was wonderful. And I realized how fragile I was. And that was a learning lesson for me that I am now going to be the encourager, giving affirmation, but I won't be on the boogie board in the ocean. Thank you.
This is water that I collected from plants and stuff.
And I'm just donating water from our drinking fountain that we're all very excited about in the back. Yesterday, Ryan and I met and we went over some things that he and I are going to share over the coming months. But one of the things we talked about was the cure for everything is sweat, tears, or the sea, all of them being salt water. That also encourages us to remember that we're part salt water too when we shed those tears and we do sweat, just like the giant ocean that is the heartbeat of the planet. This is water from more than a dozen state parks that I've visited over the summer. I'm working on my Ultimate Outsider, and I've got 3 left until I've seen all 48 this year. And so, yeah, this has been sustaining for me for the entire summer. So a little bit of mix from all sorts of state parks.
I bring water from a water pen that I use to create art with. And I draw and paint during the service from what inspires me. So I share this water.
Hi, it's me again. This is the little dress I got in Cork from the charity shop. I love it. If you look in the back, I was in Carlow, Ireland on the Barrow River that flows from the North Atlantic down to Waterford, and my daughter's water broke, and this is what we got. That's Lyndon Joseph Walls Santoro. Oh, poor kid. And we'll be going back to Ireland in October.
Circumstances and motivations aligned. And Randy and I, on the spur of the moment, 2 weeks planning, we found ourselves in St. Martin a couple of weeks ago. So this water is from the Dutch side of St. Martin with its gorgeous beaches and just beautiful scenery and mountains and oh my Lord. And yes, it's like a near hedonistic guilty pleasure. I was able to switch away from the other stress and the other serious concerns that we're all going through. And but occasionally I did switch back, and sometimes it was a back and forth. And I'm going to share this water, and of course the prayer that may paradise win over gloom and doom.
About a month or two ago, CUPS was cleansing the library of negative energy and filling it with positive energy. And during that time, it had a really good rain. And so I put this outside and collected the cleansing rain. And half of it I combined with herbs to protect my sacred space. I made a spray to protect my herbs with, protect my sacred space when doing magical works. And so this is still filled with the cleansing positive energy of the rain. So I add it to the mix.
So this water came from either the Broad or the Congaree, could have been the Saluda. I don't know exactly where because I was doing one of my favorite summertime activities, and that is organizing a tubing adventure. And a number of people from this congregation joined me, and we enjoyed throwing clementines at each other and bird watching and finding community. And during those 3 hours that we floated down the river, 2 people that were there couldn't be here today because they both happened to be in Ohio. One moved there, and one is traveling to visit family. And it gives me so much joy to know that these 2 people are gonna get together and get some coffee or some lunch tomorrow or Tuesday. And they wanted to be remembered. So Michael and Noel, you are here in spirit with us.
And not only is this drinking water, but I'd like to say this represents the time that me and Bethany, Steve and Laura, we went to Costa Rica in May, had a great time. Each and every morning, we're down at the beach.
Hi, I'm Mara Farley. This is the water from the bottom of the tea kettle this morning. There's no tea in it, just water. But I really do wish joy, the kind of joy that John and I have had in the last couple of months. Our 3 adult children are back with us, which is for each one of them, it's for a different reason. And it's temporary in each case. But we always told them that home is a soft landing place, and they've taken us up on that. So we've had so much fun with them, so many dinners, and so much laughter. So I just really do wish that kind of joy on everyone here. Thank you.
Should I go first? All right, nobody's used the phrase virtual water this morning. And I can't use it because clearly Connie has real water. But this is subjunctive water because it could have come from the Lake Wateree, exotic wilds where we live, one watershed over from here. And that's the waters that blessedly rose and allowed us to reclaim our floating dock from our neighbor's shore where it had been cast up. Or it could have come from our well, which is the source of the water that I've been assiduously applying to the grass seed I planted.
It also could have come from Seneca, where I had the privilege and a little bit of a challenge keeping the horse, Oko, full, her water filled, because she drank a lot every day. And it also could have come from the church in Clemson, the UU, because I went there and had their social hour with them.
I forgot to bring water, but if I had, it would have been from our well in our backyard. And it's shaded by pine trees and oak trees, and it makes our coffee every morning, makes our tea at night, and lets our dogs slurp it out of the bowl with wild, reckless abandon. So, and that's always a blessing.
I'm Caroline Eastman. At this very moment, you are sitting or standing in the Gills Creek watershed. Any rain that comes here will go into Gills Creek, and from there it will go to the Congaree as part of the Saluda watershed. And from there, it will go to the Atlantic Ocean, where I was fortunate enough to observe 3 species of sea turtles this past summer.
I'm Ryan Kern, and I join the good company of people who forgot to bring water today or just said, oh, that's right, it's Water Communion Day. But it's a good analogy for the past few months have been difficult for me. And, but I bring my water. Many of you know I enjoy volunteering in the kitchen, where I often sweat and the water comes out. Even now, I've got my hands in my pockets because I know that'll make them sweaty, because I'm intentionally turning around and going to pour some of the water from the pitcher over my hand, and some of my water will join the pool. Thank you.
Like many of you, I forgot my water today, but I just wanted to share with you that I've always loved water, and I appreciate that the UUCC appreciates it too. And I love all of you, and I'm happy to be here with you.
Hi. So this water is from my fridge at home, where I spent the entire summer because of my knee surgery. And in a way, putting this water in this bowl symbolizes my full recovery from this surgery, because I'm finally getting back to walking around, running around, dancing around, and doing everything that makes me me. Hi, we're the Brashears, and this summer we took an amazing 2-week trip to Hawaii, where we were surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, played in the Pacific Ocean, saw waterfalls, tubed down canals. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we swam with giant manta rays and sea turtles, and we will never forget it, but Matt and I, our children just started 6th grade and 9th grade, and so we know that we don't have that many more summers with them. Hopefully they will come back. And it was just glorious. So this is from our house because we forgot to collect water in Hawaii, but it's reflective of Hawaii.
So this is some mountain water. One of the ladies that was briefly with Cups was traveling from Ohio and filled about half a dozen of these and dropped them off. And she since then moved away, and me and Isabella ran into her again at the Beltane event in Kings Mountain State Park. And wherever she goes, whether she's here, North Carolina, doesn't matter, she's still a member of Cups, and this is to symbolize the memories we had with her.
I also forgot the water, but I discovered from Stephen that all I have to do is breathe in the bowl. And that'll take care of it. If I had brought the water, it would have come from San Juan Bautista, where I went with my daughter, who, by the way, discovered a gene in Costa Rica she's a pediatric dermatologist for a weird skin disease. So I was there with my daughter and sister, and it was a real fun trip. Interesting place. It looks like the 1940s, even though it's California.
I'm not going to lie, I found out it was water communion when I parked the car. So I don't have any. This is going to symbolize the Atlantic, because obviously it's physically going to be between us soon, but definitely not in spirit. So.
This is water that would have gone into my cat's water bowl when I filled it up this morning. I got a new cat 4 weeks ago. My other cat passed away earlier this summer, so it's been really healing to get Lucy 4 weeks ago, and we're bonding, and it's going well.
This tap water represents water from a family trip back in May to Mexico to visit my daughter Lyle and her boyfriend Sonny. My other daughter Spencer was there, and also my sister Robin. And we had a really good day swimming in this great public pool outside of Malinalco, Mexico.
So I was really fortunate to be able to thru hike the Colorado Trail this summer, and it's a 485-mile trail that goes from Denver to Durango. And it was really refreshing on trail to just worry about the really basics, like where am I going to camp? But mainly I thought about water, because you have to camp where there's water. You wake up in the morning, okay, how much do I need to drink? Will it get me to the next water source? I just love thinking about, the real necessities on trail. So this water symbolizes the coolest water source I saw on trail, which was the headwaters of the Rio Grande in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado. And it was like a little creek that was about this wide. So it was just crazy thinking about this itty bitty creek way up in the mountains would eventually make a long, long journey and become a thick river that, separates the US from Mexico and is really mighty in general.
So one thing I've been doing a lot of this summer is running. I finally just got a mile time below 10 minutes, which is very mid. But this is water from working very hard on that, from sweating, from drinking water, because that's been my goal this summer.
Next Sunday will conclude my first 2 months of being your board president. If there's enough water left in the pitcher, I'm going to try to depict the amount of tears and blood that's involved with being your board president. But they're all tears of joy.
Hi. Well, we got to take our girls to Disney World this summer. We saved from paychecks for 3 years to be able to go see that mouse who got way too much of our money. And I don't know if I've ever been more aware of the water that my body needed in July in Orlando, Florida. But so this represents that. One of my favorite show at Disney is Fantasmic. And I do think it's pretty incredible that you can blow up fireworks or do lasers, but really the most magical thing that they do is with water. It's just beautiful, and we're really grateful to get to go. And Luna's very excited and relieved that Mickey did defeat the dragon, so we could all come back to you. So.
that I'm sharing water from the well at my mom and dad's house that my dad used to water his garden.
This water reminds me of the song, I've been everywhere, man. Actually, this water came from 200 feet below my house. Its most recent journey probably started in the Blue Ridge Mountains to get into that aquifer that comes down across the impervious rock. And our most closest neighbor here, Joe and Mary Cheatham, sort of joined this because they pull from the same aquifer. The thing that impresses me about water is it's been shared by everyone. Everyone in here has had some of the same molecules that everyone else has. And so we're totally joined by this water. And this was brought up from that aquifer, I guess, by the miracle of modern convenience and out of my tap, but it's been on a long journey.
Hi, this is symbolic water from the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. This was my family's 19th summer vacation, and instead of going to the beach, we went to Washington, D.C. because I wanted my grandkids to see all the Smithsonian museums in their pre-magnetized state.
This water is from our pool because it was so hot this year. And the other part of that is being in the backyard. We've had a lot of rain this year. My lawn has never looked so good, and Michelle's gardens were beautiful this year.
Okay, I forgot to. I had the pleasure of spending a vacation with my sister's family, her son-in-law and daughter and their kids, and Sam's family from Wisconsin. We spent a week at the beach in North Carolina. And then this water has also represented my time in Charleston with my sister Carrollton, who had knee surgery, and helping her. And she has this little pond. It's a brackish water pond behind her house on Johns Island. And every morning I would look out to see if I could see the alligator, and thankfully I did not.
I saved the best for last, I guess. My daughter was in Europe and she came back, and the gentleman said that his water was from 200 feet below his house. This water is from 30,000 feet. A German bottle here. Proof that this is not from the faucet, you know. Unfortunately, she's working right now, so she couldn't be here. She's working every other Sunday, Still Hopes retirement community. So that's why this is a special water, but we're talking about how important the water is for life. Can we realize that some places, they dying because of lack of water, lack of drinking water? And I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm thinking about, is the poor Palestinian women and children who are dying of thirst and starvation. So I'm wondering, how is it possible that the whole world let this massacre to happen over there? It's just, they're waiting in line to get food and water, those poor people, you know. and the Israeli army is shooting them while they're waiting for food and water. This is unbelievable. And our government, and coffee, you cannot eat this unless you make coffee out of the. So the good water, you make coffee. By the way, my name is on this bag. My last name is not Marks, my name is Joe. So I'm gonna take it to the kitchen, so make some good coffee for all of us and share this coffee. The rest of the bottle, I have to, my daughter told me to take it back because she wants to drink the rest of them, so, but it's coming out of this bottle. Thank you.
And of course, we can all connect ourselves together and contribute this water with just taking, as Larry said, a few deep breaths and allowing ourselves to be connected as a community. People often ask me, what do you do with this pot of in-gathered water once we have it? And the answer is the same every year. I give it to our plants around us here, the trees, memorial trees that we have, and other plants. And I have noticed that the plants that get the water, when I talk to them in the following weeks, they seem a little arrogant about the fact that I have water from Europe. That's what they say to me. So we will give it back to the earth.
Please join me in singing our closing hymn, number 136, Where Gentle Tides Go Rolling By. I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
You heard the alarm that the board had installed for when the services go too long. So, thank you for that reminder. We've had our closing words are short, but to the point from Rumi. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in drops.
Please join in singing our congregational benediction.
if you will be seated for just a couple of minutes, Andy has a couple of announcements.
I know you all have been waiting for this, so let me get to it. All right, from CYRE, what's missing from this list? Karaoke, a bounce house, face painting, snow cones, and most importantly, margaritas? The UUCC crowd. Join us for CYRE's 75th karaoke anniversary party on Saturday, September 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. Please RSVP by September 13th using the link in the e-blast or on social media. Save the date, warm up your karaoke voice, and get ready for an afternoon of family-friendly fun. All are invited, though the bounce house may have an age limit. One more. The good news is more people are discovering and coming to the mountain. The bad news is beds are limited and fill up quickly. Don't get left out of our fall retreat at the mountain, October 24th through the 26th. Information is located in the foyer and on tables in the social hall. Watch this week's e-blast for scholarship information.
Thank you, Andy. And after we dismiss, we're going to have an opportunity for you to come back if you're interested. After you go to the social hour, about 5 minutes after the service ends, George has an announcement, a couple of updates on staffing that we want to share with the congregation, but we wanted to give you an opportunity to be dismissed first. So after the postlude, we'll start that.